Welcome back, tubers. If you like this type of content, please consider a like, a subscribe, and also leave a comment. Thank you. Welcome back, tubers. Welcome to my channel. This is Reverend Jeffrey, and we are remodeling this house I paid $1 for. And the continuing saga of what I've got to do to do all this stuff. Anyway, I had to wait till the dust settles because if you look, I cleaned up my big mess that I had on my floor here just in time to tear down the other half of the ceiling and make a giant mess again. See, all of that insulation up there in the floor, well, what was the attic, is going to be all brought down here again. Now, so it'll give me all this lath here to use in the fireplace. And then I'll have another big old mess to clean up with the insulation and the vermiculite that's up there. I was throwing it all down here underneath the house here and spreading it out, and it's doing a really good job. Now, I haven't posted in a week or so because I've been doing all those baby steps I was telling you guys about. I wanted to, not a whole lot in here, but I got the lights installed. You can see my pot lights up there. There's one there, there's one there. Those are installed, but I had to come back in here and do a lot of connecting. I went and wired up my whole panel box here. And I've got a couple more. This one's not being used yet. I've got to run it out to some of my outlets that I've got. I want to put a couple of more in the kitchen here. I've got one or two. I got one here, I got one over there, but you know, our kitchen needs a whole lot more than that. I'm going to have an appliance garage over in the corner, and so I want to put at least a double outlet over there, and then maybe another one down a little farther. Yeah, on the other side of where maybe the stove or the cooktop is going to be, something on the other side. Anyway, I'm going to have a breakfast counter come out. I got to peel this wall back a little bit too. So I got, I still got a lot more stuff I got to do. Now, when it came to let me turn my power on here. There we go. And as you can see, lights, everything works. Now, I did test everything so far. I've got outlets all on this side, and I've got lights all on this side. These are all 20 amp breakers. I've got one 15 amp breaker here, and these are some more 20 ampers up here on top. Now, so 20 amps is a lot for lights. That only uses 10 watts a piece. So I've been doubling up some of these here. I've made a quick, you can see that, it made a quick map of what's up there. And so when I get some sticky paper on the back of the panel covers, then I'm going to be able to label all my breakers. So the only problem that I found is that this one for the washing machine was reverse polarity. I fixed that one real quick, taken care of. So I still got more electrical. Here's what I did. I used to have a switch box over here, a double box. I've moved it over here to this wall. This is the bedroom door. This is into the living room. What I wanted here is I wanted a light switch for the kitchen, and so I had to run a 14 gauge for that, and I got a 3-way for the living room. Now you're going to have a 3-way in the wall coming in the front door, and then you're going to have a 3-way over here into the kitchen for the living room. So no excuse. You got a way to access lights in the living room both directions. As you can see, I had to rip my wall apart to feed my wires down here and staple them all up. And I had a mural up here from one of the previous tenants. The people that broke in, they write on the walls, whatever. There's another small mural over here behind there. So anyway, I don't know why they do that. transients. Who knows? But anyway, so I got this all wired up. I got the three-way for the living room, and then this other switch, I believe, is going to be the front porch light. I have not traced it out yet. I will. And then this other wire here I no longer need, so I'm going to pull that. And there's some more. There's some more, a whole bunch more wiring that I got to pull in the ceiling. Now, like I was saying before, whoever the contractor was for electrical really screwed up this customer here. See this length of wire right here, 12 gauge? It's not even a foot long. It's like 8 or 9 inches. And this is how close some of those boxes are upstairs in the attic. That's how close they are. Plus, you know, then there's another so much for inside the box. So these two boxes were barely even 6 inches apart. And there's dozens and dozens of electrical boxes upstairs. I don't know, this contractor must have charged by the box, or he charged by the foot of, and he put 12 gauge for the lights. He put 12 gauge in there. You don't need 12 gauge for lights. Even if they're a full incandescent light bulbs, they don't take up that much power. And you know for a fact that they didn't have like 8 or 10 or 12 on a string. Oh, heck no. So I've been pulling all of this stuff out. Now, the thing is, once I get the floor all, well, it's the upstairs floor. Once I get this ceiling all tore down and cleaned up from all this insulation that's up here, you can see it's all kind of hanging down and stuff. Anyway, there's vermiculite underneath, and then there's the blown-in insulation on top of it. That's all going to come down, and all this lath is going to come down. It's going to make a big mess. I'm going to start doing the kitchen. Now, this string of lights that I've got for the kitchen, it's going to, 16 gauge, going to run up here. I don't know if I'm going to have one out in the middle here, but there's going to be 2 over the breakfast counter, and then there's going to be 4 more over the kitchen, and then there's going to be 1 over the sink. So I need to start ripping this whole ceiling out and starting getting that all fresh sheetrock up there so I can cut the hole in, and then start doing the lights in the kitchen. And then eventually, not right away, but eventually I'm going to do the same thing to the living room, except I think I want to do is put 8 lights in here. It's because it's a little bigger, and sometimes if you're going to have a party or some kind of entertainment or something like that, you're going to need a little bit more light in that room, and especially when it gets dark outside, you know. So anyway, again, I've cleaned up my floor, and oh my God, I'm going to have to make another big mess. It's inevitable because I want to put some more sheetrock in here, at least another sheet in here, and then I can come down with another sheet here on the side over to the light switch. The full sheet from that corner over to here only comes to about halfway on this 4x4 block that I've got. And then this is not totally straight. I got to move the bottom over here about 1.5 inches. The top is fine. The bottom, see, it's not perfectly straight up and down. The other side is. So it's perpendicular. It's fine. It bubbles out, and this one does not. So again, I've got to replace this bottom board here. I'll cut it back like that, and then put another length in there, about another 2 inches longer, whatever it is. But that's only going to move this about 1 inch over. So sheetrock's going to come to right here, still clearing the switch box. Ooh, look at that. Lights, go figure. I love it. I love lights. See, now I can work later during the day, now that I got lights. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been kind of piddling, and I worked for a little while. You know, during the winter I was working 2-3 hours. But now that it's warm outside and it's light outside, I'm staying 4 or 5 hours now, sometimes working. Now, Again, if you remember back a little while ago, you can almost see daylight underneath this wall here a little bit. You see sunshine in there? Anyway, I've got to get this wall to come back down. It's got to rest. Now, I've got a couple of screws in here. I thought I'd help pull it down, but that's not working. So I've got my 20-ton jack on the outside of my wall. I'm going to pick up this side of the house. It's a little past midway. I'm hoping that with picking up this will help bring down this other side of the wall. Again, I was really impressed how that 20-ton jack kind of lifted up the whole wall. Now, as for in and out, that's easy enough to adjust. So it needs to come in a little bit. This is fine over here. I had to bring this in the other day, and then, like I said, I put a couple of screws down there. I guess what I'm going to have to do is back them out and let the wall kind of come down naturally somehow. But I got my big old long screws in there. That's my 5-inch screw right there. I got another one down here. And then I've been normally using like 3.5 inches going down into the rim joist. I'm still continuing on with my sill plate and my rim joist over here. What I want to do is clean out enough over here. I got to move everything, but I want to clean out enough so I got room to do another 8-foot section of sill plate. And I'm about 4 feet off now. So, since I went and, oh, you can barely see. Anyway, since I busted out a lot of that sole plate of the wall, so I got to trim it. I got to cut it right here where the double wall stud is at, and then I'm going to start from there and go over, and then replace that that lower plate to the wall there. Anyway, that's what we've been doing. Like I said, baby steps. I've been climbing up into the attic a lot. I'm looking forward to the day when I can start opening up the other side and put the stairwell in so I can go upstairs a whole lot easier. That's going to be my YouTube studio up there, and then another bedroom. Because this bedroom down here, as I've mentioned, is going to be a walk-in closet. I'm going to take up, see, it's a little less, it's a little less than 12 feet wide. And so I'm going to take up 4 feet with the stairwell, and counting both the wall and the other wall, and it'll make it about 36, 38 inches, something like that. In there, I don't know. And then the rest of that, 2/3 of that room is going to be walk-in closet. You need 2.5 feet for hanging closet, and another 2.5 feet. So there's 5 out of the 8 feet that's left, and that's just beautiful for walking in there and selecting whatever you need. Now, it's going to be plenty big. I'm going to have lots of storage for a couple, you know, especially a princess that needs a lot of hanging space for all of her precious clothes and stuff. I don't take a whole lot, so not necessarily for me. Anyway, that's what I've been doing, baby steps. I just wanted to give you guys what I've been doing. Let me get you back in here. I'm almost out of sheetrock. I only got 5 sheets left, but those will go up real quick. So I'm loving it. I'm going to put a couple of sheets up here on the edge of the bathroom here on the outside for the kitchen. I'm getting ready to do that. I got to cut a slot in the sheetrock on the face of it to wrap around this corner. Cut a slot here and cut a slot there. And then I can screw it in on the flat side here and on the flat side there, and then it'll come right here, and then I'll cut a slot in the. I'm not putting a wall stud in here for this wall here, like a nailing flange. I'm just going to cut a slit on the back side of the sheetrock and then fold it. And then there'll be a little bit to trim off. So a 4-foot sheet will come to about right here. I'll only need to trim it right off to there. So that's how I'm going to do it. And then on the inside, oh, this is kind of interesting. I measured and I measured and I measured several times. You put a standard sheet of sheetrock in here. You slit on the back side and fold it, And then over here, you slit it on the back side and fold it, and you'll come all the way over here to the edge of this wall right here. Now, it didn't match up before. I was 2 inches short. So what I did is I cut the wall off and I moved it over 2 inches. I got plenty of room. I just needed room in here to put a toilet paper roll hanger, whatever. And then I cut 2 inches off the top. I got to patch that hole right there. So sheetrock all the way around. I won't need to trim and cut. I mean, I don't have to cut individual pieces. I'm going to try it, and then once it's folded, it'll be a nice, steady, even seam. Goes up and down. Hopefully that'll work. I don't know. Leave a comment if some of you sheetrockers up there know exactly how that's going to turn out. I just thought it would be interesting if I do that. So that's my own take on doing sheetrock. I haven't done sheetrock in a long time, but so it's fun to do. I mean, I don't mind it. So, and then once I get this ceiling all cleaned up, I can put a couple of sheets of sheetrock up there, and you know, life goes on. Anyway, I appreciate it. If you guys have made it this far to the video, please leave a like and a subscribe and a comment, like I always say. I love hearing from you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.